Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you may be. The sun is out today, here, and it's shining on the elderly, here, and the elderly is holding a book that says How to Look After the Old in Heatwave. Yeah, what else is there? Well, we've got some penny reds, which we'll be talking about today. Nice cup of coffee. Adolf the Mouse is in situ, there's a coin there, and yeah, so it's a fairly nice day. It's been overcast really, but it is warm out. It's about 21 centigrade or Celsius, I think they call it now. Um, so when the sun comes out, it's going to be steaming. Okay, so I've threatened penny reds here. So yesterday we looked at some penny reds and discussed the numbers upon them, but I delved into my storage cases and found some more. And of half of them, I could sort of, I could actually decipher what the number was on them. So I'm back with AI, my trusty friend. This one is the Bing one, Bing, a Microsoft Copilot, your AI companion. So this will be analysing what exactly the stamp number corresponds to, which town. So I'm looking at towns. I'm not looking so much at the numbers. So the numbers at the top, it means, they did a whole sheet of stamps, and J is the A to Z and A to whatever it may be. I'm not really interested in those, nor the number on the side, which apparently means something. It's the number that says something there that may mean something. Anyway, these have all been through the ringer, and they've all been sort of they've all been through the post, that's for definite, and they've been steamed off or waterboarded off paper, so they're not in that great condition. But you were interested, and I'm interested in the 166 there. So I'll put numeral 166 there, and we'll see what AI comes up with. It corresponds to the town of Ipswich, which is in Suffolk, big town. It would have been applied by the Ipswich Post Office from the year 1844. It also says that if your stamp has a clear strike of 166, which it doesn't, especially on a well-margined example or a scarcer plate, it could be a nice part of a collector's collection. And it also asks to check the rarity. I'll put value. So we wait for it to pop up. It's common, I'm afraid. Fine used between £1.25 and £1.80. Good margins in that. Misprints, attract more, but you'd have to take it to an expert. Sadly, this is a common and not a very good common, but I love it. What's the W on it? What's the W on it? What's the W on it? I wonder if it will understand. It says one of the corner letters. No. Part of the cancel. Part of the cancel. Please. You're referring to W as part of cancellation. It likely indicates the London districts where the stamp was cancelled. So, are we looking at non-Ipswich? Are we looking at London? Are we looking at 466? Look at 466 numeral. Look at 466. Could that be 4? No, that's Liverpool. What about 166? 166 then. No, Ipswich. What about 66? 66 then. Cheltenham. No, we're not getting anywhere fast with this, so that is not helpful, but interesting nonetheless. Next stamp, let's have a look here. I think that's 8. Numeral 8. Numeral 8. Barnet, which is in Hertfordshire. It's one of the lowest of the cancellation series from 1844. I don't know if this is 1844. A clean... what it's looking for is a clear, upright stamp strike, full margins, perforated. Let's have a look at value. Value would be... It's a common, so anything between £1 and £5. Nice though. Move it to one side. And the next one, please. We'll see how far we got. 859. 859 numerals. 859. It's got some nice bold strikes. Wellington in Shropshire. I think we were in Shropshire yesterday. Last recorded use 1905. First use 1844. Not especially rare. Let's have a look at value. It's a common. Anything from 50p to £1.50 in standard used example, which I would suggest this is. On a full envelope, though, it would be £10 to £25. How lovely. Move that to one side. Next stamp. 257. 257. I mean, this is probably butchered more than anything. 257. Leicester, in Leicestershire. This is one of the more large and commercially active towns in the Victorian England situation. So it had a lot of mail. So it's not considered a rare, but it's still quite nice. Let's have a look at value. Value, I wouldn't expect it to be much. It's common, so it's anything between £1 and £3. Of course, it's got damage, so that would reduce it significantly. So, 20p if you're lucky with that. Who knows? Always ask an expert. What have we got here? 166. Have we seen that 66 before? We have, here. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I'm going to pass on that because I did spend a lot of time and I want more clarity. 927 numeral. 927, quite nice, isn't it? It looks like 1927, but it isn't. It refers to Woolwich, which is Woolwich Arsenal, where the British Army was based in South East London. It isn't rare. It has military and naval connections, but it's not a rare. But it carries historical interest. A used one would be £1 to £2, depending on clarity. Whoever clarity is. 927. Okay, next. Let's have a look at this. 761. Let's have a look at 76 first of all. Let's have a look at 76 first of all. If this is 76, it's Cambridge. Cambridge being, of course, the prominent university town, the opposite of Oxford. And it did have steady, as you'd expect, postal traffic. It's not rare because there were a lot of people who were able to read and write in the university there, but it carries some charm. Of course, it could be a 761, which in that case would make it less university type, because it would be Sunderland, which is in County Durham, and this is a common. Anything from £1 to £2. But is that a one? To be honest, I don't know. I'm going to say it's Cambridge for giggles. Okay, number 13 by the look of it. 13. It looks 13-ish, doesn't it? And W something on it. Barnsley in Yorkshire. Yeah, it's one of the lowest of the numbers, obviously. But again, it's a pretty much a common. It's again £1 to £3 on a decent day, which possibly this isn't. I'll give it a 13. 13. It is clear. I want to know what that stuff is across that, and nobody's telling me. Well, we've got 3 more to go, so let's have a look at this. Again, we've got W here, so maybe this will give us some clue with the 41. 41 is Birmingham. So one of the major cities, well, the second biggest city now in Britain, but certainly a massive city back in Victorian times when these penny reds were being used, and this is quite common. For that, I take this to mean very common, incredibly common, so common that it's common. But it doesn't mean it's without interest. So if you live in Birmingham, you probably want one. And if you've got one on an envelope on a cover, it may be worth £4. But as it is, this is between £1 and £2 on a fantastic day if it's in fantastic condition. And clarity of the cancel. What I will give it is if you're looking for numbers, that's a nice, clear number. So I think that may be worth 50p. Next. Here we have a curly whirly, so this has gone through the water ringer. 447. Let's have a 447. And what is the good old AI telling me? It's telling me Leeds. Say the Leeds and smile. It's in West Yorkshire. It's a common because it's a big town. It is of value £1 to £3, depending on the clarity. It is nice and clear, but it is butchered, this stamp, I'm afraid. You could gum it down, I suppose, but you'd kill any value that was left in it. Yeah, I do like it though. Leeds, West Yorkshire. Okay, we come to the end. 154, or is that 134? 134. 134. 134. Not the greatest, but not the worst either. So it's nice and central. So it's a sock on the nose one, and we're looking at Bristol here, which is a major maritime city. Well, it was then, it isn't anymore. And typically this would, if you were to buy it, if you were to buy this, a commoner, it would cost you anything between £1 and £3. But of course, no one's paying that anymore. So this is, the value on a fantastic day is £1 to £3. This ain't getting it. 30p, 40p, maybe 50p. I don't know. Of course, an expert would come and he'd look it all over. He'd be looking at things that I can't see. And that finally moment, we're coming to the end. 383, let's tap that in as the last one. 383, enter. Hopefully this is a nice uncommon town. Hull. Not, another big, another big area where the post is, it's not going to be a rare, it's a common. And again, typically this would be worth between £1 and £3 on a fantastic day. So all of these, I'm not getting anything that's fantastic. Actually, they were using penny reds in Hull up to 1911, would you believe? So these went beyond Queen Victoria. It's pretty, it's nice and central, isn't it? When you think that stamp that could have gone anywhere, it's gone right in the middle. So I'm pretty happy with that. There's the Queen of Silver, Queen Victoria. So we've had a look at these and we've determined that they're all commons at that. Mostly butchered, mostly from huge postal areas, therefore their commonality. And they're lovely nonetheless. They're worth keeping. I'm now interested in maybe making a collection of, certainly a presentation of, the numerals and the towns where they are cancelled on. I think that would be a fun thing to do, and I will start that today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy your day wherever you may be, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye for now.